What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. I've got another video featuring my own battles, and today we're looking at Shadow Lugia. I am not the first, the second, nor the third, I think, to post a video on Shadow Lugia. It seems like everybody is doing it. Recently able to obtain this Pokemon from research. If you're willing to Elite TM it and put Aeroblast on it, Aeroblast is better than Hydro Pump, so I know I'm immediately going to get questions on why Hydro Pump instead of Aeroblast. I'm not willing to expend the TM, the Elite TM at the moment. I only have one of them. So I'm kind of keeping it on hand if I would rather use it for something else. But Aeroblast, definitely the way to go over Hydro Pump. There's going to be rare situations where you do want Hydro Pump. But for the most part, what's crazy is a single resisted Aeroblast does almost as much as a neutral Hydro Pump because it's such a busted move and because the extra stab damage, same type attack bonus. So for example, if you're battling a Registeel, a Hydro Pump will only do just slightly more damage than an Aeroblast, even though the flying typing is resisted. That's how crazy busted Aeroblast is for the same energy as Hydro Pump, 75 energy, I believe. And it also gives you a boost chance. In comes a Blossom here against our Whiscash, which normally would be pretty terrible, but we still have our Scizor. Our opponent lags a little bit, which allows us to get to this Mud Bomb here. The game has been not great. The state of the game has not been great in terms of lag problems lately for me, for lots of people I know that have been very frustrated with the game. I was thinking about making a video where I compile a lot of games I've lost due to lag. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in the comments as we land the Iron Head and take out the Blossom, because I still have a lot of fun with this game. I enjoy competing in tournaments, but I have a lot of fun. I also have a lot of times where I'm really frustrated and I get stressed when I know I would have won a game if it wasn't for lag. I don't care as much in GBL when it happens because it's such a long season. For me, I get more frustrated when it happens in a tournament, when it affects like my record or my global ranking in a sense. But GBL to me is more about just like trying things out, having fun. But to a lot of you, GBL is probably your main competitive source of PvP. So for you, it's probably even more frustrating when you guys lag and lose games in GBL, because a lot of people are just doing Go Battle League rather than tournaments. So yeah, let me know if you want to see a video where I where I show you a compilation of a lot of the games I've been losing to lag, or if you'd rather, because I know I've got a lot of compliments that I'm like one of the more positive creators in the community. We've got so many positive creators, but there are a lot of creators that tend to focus more on the negative than the positive. And some of you guys like to come to my channel because I focus more so on the positive 90% of the time. And even if I do showcase a video where I'm showing you all the brokenness of like games I've lost because of lag and stuff, it's in the context that I also like want the game to improve. And there are some rumors that Niantic is like completely rewriting the code of PvP so that it functions like completely differently, like they're starting from scratch. And it would just be amazing if a lot of these bugs were fixed. So sorry I haven't really shoutcasted the first two battles. I've kind of been off on a tangent with other stuff, but we get a nice win there, and that actually cements a 5-0 in the first set with this team. So there's a 5-0 there. You only saw two battles of that 5-0 because the other ones, I think the other battles were pretty hard counter city. Those at least had a little bit of plays in there to be made, some decision making, and then I've got another set following that one that you'll get to see. So get the catch. Let's see if I can fast forward this a little bit. And there we go. And we're on to the next one. Apologies for that. Should have trimmed that a little better. Rank 13, going for rank 14. This is one of the best leads I could ask for, Frostlass. Our opponent lagged a turn, so like this game, our opponent's getting a little bit of lag. I go for a Night Slash before I have to shield a potential Avalanche or Shadow Ball, and they let it go, and I boost. This is crazy. He sneaks in a counter there. That's all right. I'm still going to get this move off, and I do get the pause right there. So he actually got 3 counters in the span of 1 bullet punch. And now I'm going to shield my Lugia here. Lugia, even though it's a shadow, is still very tanky. In comes Drapion, so this is game over. But I'm kind of just trying to flex at this point. These battles were on stream. And I live the crunch. How about that? I live the crunch. I go for the Hydro Pump. Oh, they shielded it. And obviously I could just Mud Bomb here, but I was trying to have some fun. So we're going to try and freeze Mr. Shadow Drape, and I'm no shielding again because I know I can live a crunch. And they Aqua Tail me. And I go for the Blizzard. I was joking with chat at the time. Mud Bomb. I don't know if Mud Bomb KOs. I got to go for the Blizzard for the big move. And we freeze the Drapion for the win. On to the next one. Also, I'm sure someone will ask why my 3 Stantlers in that first team. I don't know. I was just having some fun. Christmas spirit. And you guys know I'm a Bucks fan. Fear the deer. Okay, champ lead. This thing's not good. I actually swapped right into my Lugia. And here comes a Registeel. So here's a rare situation where Hydro Pump is like slightly better than Aeroblast. Because it's going to do slightly more damage with that coverage. If you run into like a Bastiodon or a Steelix, for example, which I actually have been able to almost one-shot with Hydro Pump, that's like where it could come in handy. But for the most part, you want Aeroblast. Similar to Skarmory, right? Like, there are going to be certain situations with Skarmory where Flash Cannon could come in handy. But for the most part, you want Brave Bird. I'm going for a big farm down here with my Whiscash. Whiscash Money. Cash Money Middleton. Oh my gosh. I should totally name my Whiscash like Chris Middleton or something. Let me know in the comments. NBA fans. I know we've got some NBA fans of the channel. What should I name my Whiscash? Because for those that don't know, my favorite basketball team, the Bucks, we have a great player named Chris Middleton, and his nickname is Cash Money Middleton. We get a nice little farm down with Caesar. What's in back? It's a Beedrill. So we're in pretty good shape. You could argue I should have just committed to the Iron Head. I make a critical mistake here. At the time, I wasn't 100% focused. I think I was talking to the chat, and I didn't realize that I had no shields. So I should have obviously thrown my Night Slash. For some reason, I thought that I still had a shield. And fortunately, the bullet punches were enough that fast moves ended up being enough. Because I thought I still had a shield, I thought I could just commit to straight fast moves and shield. But I didn't have a shield. In comes Pixel, our next opponent. Noctowl, not a great lead for us. We don't really have a hard answer to Noctowl. We only have neutral answers for it. But Noctowl is so bulky. I'm going to go straight for the Iron Head. It's a hard-hitting move, especially from a Caesar. Look how much it does there. And here I am going to respect the Shadow Ball. They do go for it, so that would have done a big chunk of damage. In comes Frostlass, which I don't mind because it's not a great matchup for Whiscash. And Caesar is going to be able to farm this thing down, hopefully. Come out with some energy. Avalanche, boom, takes us out. That's all right. I could this is like one of those 50-50 calls, right? So in certain games, I'm just going to go over this because this is like an important concept sometimes. It's important to recognize in a lot of matches, when is it better to farm down something completely? And when is it better to throw your move to force a shield and not have to shield yourself? So because the Noctowl is so low, and because my Whiscash has the move Blizzard, these are like some things that I'm kind of just considering in my head and as to why I do this. Like if I had a Pokemon in back that like needs a shield, let's say something glassy, like I don't know, a Sceptile, that's a random Pokemon, or like a Haunter, something that needs a shield, I'm probably more likely to throw my Night Slash, so that way I don't have to expend a shield. But because Whiscash is tanky, and because Scizor is so attack weighted and it can likely draw a shield, I am gonna commit to expending my shield here and just farming down completely. What you don't want to do, and I see people make this mistake a lot, is you don't want to get caught in between. Let's say I'm a Pokemon that had a slightly lower attack, like a Registeel, I don't know. You don't want to get caught, well, Registeel can't really farm down, so let's say Steelix. Like, Frostlass is going to win CMP over Steelix, so you don't want to get caught in between. You don't want to throw when they throw and lose CMP. You want to either get your move off first or farm all the way down, one or the other. Getting caught in between is how people lose a lot of matches, because so many matches come down to energy management. So now look at all this energy I have on Scizor. What comes in? Oh, an opposing Whiscash. So this game is not over, unfortunately, because this Whiscash is going to get a big head start. And look at this. I allow him to take me out. Sorry. I don't know what that was. And that Noctowl is still alive, right? That Noctowl is still alive. So I'm trying to overfarm. The Whiscash sneaks in a Mud Shot, which is really devastating. And I actually, that one Mud Shot he snuck in allowed him to get to a Blizzard. And I was going to need 2 Mud Bombs to take out the Whiscash. So that would be a game you could say I definitely threw. Definitely should have been a win, because I simply could have, let's see, I Night Slash. I kind of wanted to force him to expend energy, so I don't think this is the worst play in the world. You could say I could have caught, sure. So here's where I mess up. You can also see I did lag a turn, so he gets basically a guaranteed extra, which kind of stinks, but that's part of the game. It happens sometimes. So here's where I mess up. Everyone in the chat when this happened said I should have just Blizzarded. Blizzarding, in my opinion, was the lose con, because if he catches a Blizzard, I lose. If he catches the Blizzard on Noctowl, I lose. I could have waited a turn here. I could have waited to see if he was going to catch and then Blizzard. Or as soon as I got double Mud Bomb, I should have just gone double Mud Bomb, because I ended up going 2 over, and that one Mud Shot he snuck in combined with the lag Mud Shot that he got for free allows him to get to a Blizzard here. I don't think there's any reason for me to go over 2 Mud Bombs, because the Noctowl was fairly energy dry, probably had a few residual wing attacks, and I think it was in Mud Bomb range, just about. So yeah, so just a very sloppy end game there from your boy. Apologies. Let's raise a glass for that game to Rise. Okay. Anyway, it's funny in these videos where I'm kind of all over the place. I go from like casually casting to like breaking down and then back to casting. So Pelipper versus Caesar we saw wasn't a very good lead. I do commit a shield just because I have so much energy since he was kind of slow to swap. And I do get a shield back. And I go for a sky attack here. I'm hoping to get both shields if I can. I do, which is absolutely huge. And at this point, he's going to get to two discharges before I get to another sky attack. And I can just mud shot this thing down. He does get to a magnet bomb, which kind of stinks. Kind of stinks for us, but it's all right. What's going to come in? A Digger's Bee. And this thing, not really what we want to see because we kind of needed that Blizzard for the Pelipper. I try to catch here, but once again, the desync doesn't allow me to. You see, we're desynced again, which is really frustrating because not only is he getting extras, he's getting an extra on top of the extra. And over the course of a game, it just adds so much. Could I have thrown the mud bomb there? Let's see. No, I couldn't have. Because of the desync. I would have lost CMP. So yeah. Just some frustrating lag that has really costed me a lot of games. And it may seem very like marginal, like Rise, like I didn't notice any lag. Like you were just frozen for a split second. My lag is so much worse. My lag, the entire game is frozen. Well, sometimes the entire game is frozen and you guys are mutually lagging and it catches up and it's even. When you're lagging after every charge move for one turn, over the course of a game, they're getting so many extra fast moves. And by the time, after all these charge moves have been thrown, your opponent has gotten like 7 extra fast moves. And it's just so difficult to win if your opponent knows what they're doing. I get a boost here with my Caesar, very nice. I figured a little bit of reverse psychology here. I'm pausing a lot. I'm pausing more than normal. My opponent does a really smart play, goes for the Water Pulse. I feel like people love their debuff moves, so they almost always go for Icy Wind. Kind of like Galvantulas always tend to lunge rather than discharge. So I tried to call the Icy Wind. I'm also in this moment thinking, okay, if I'm in my opponent's shoes, okay, he boosted with his Caesar. He's definitely going to want to keep it alive. He's definitely going to shield, so I'm going to Icy Wind bait. So that's what I'm thinking my opponent's thinking, and I try to call it, but no, they pulled the reverse Uno card and they Water Pulse, so really nicely done by them. I Night Slash, get a shield, double boost, and that double boost is really helpful because it did enough damage where I can probably mud shot this thing down. I may have to take 2 Icy Winds, but I'm okay with that because if I get this Ice type out of the way, I'm hoping Lugia has just a ton of play in back and can sweep. Icy Wind comes in. I've got all this energy. In comes a Tentacruel. I am double debuffed, so I thought about swapping here, but at the same time, what I don't want to happen is I swap, I get Acid Spray debuffed, and then something comes in and just shreds my Lugia. So I'm going to get off all these Mud Bombs. And then I actually snipe it with 1 Dragon Tail before they can get off a spray. And there is a Stunfisk in back. So we just have to be careful with how we play this. This is a pretty hard counter to us, but luckily it is Mud Shot. So we're not really at risk of being farmed down completely. I still have both my shields, so I'm going to shield this. I need to get off some energy here. And I figure my lose con is him shielding the Hydro Pump. So I'm just going to go for 2 Sky Attacks. All I need to do is get him into Mud Bomb range because my Whiscash has enough health where it should be able to survive a couple Mud Shots. And I believe it's only 1 Mud Shot away from a Mud Bomb. So I can safely let my Lugia go. And the Sky Attack did enough to put it into Mud Bomb range. and we'll KO it. There we go. Whisk Cash Daddy after a 2-game losing streak. Able to get us back in the win column. There we go. Following our 5-0 with a 3-2, we get Big Daddy Fortress as a reward. It's my buddy Speedy's signature Pokemon. And let's see, was the 3-2 enough to put us to rank 14? Oh, the video ends there, but it was. The 3-2, I believe, was enough to get us to rank 14. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I kind of went back and forth. I went to just talking to you guys in general about like some content you would potentially like to see. Then I went to the battles, shoutcasting them, and then I went to like breaking them down, my thought process. So kind of like a 3-in-1 style commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed it, just kind of going with the flow. We've had 3 of my own battles in a row, which I like to try and prioritize. Showing my own battles, they typically do perform a little bit better when you guys see that I'm the one battling compared to a viewer. But also when it's like really unique Pokemon from viewers, those can also do really well. So I've got some viewer battles coming soon. And yes, what else was I going to say? Yeah, one last shout out to Boygos, to 2-0 Butters, my Mazer teammate, and I think Poke as well, all featured Shadow Lugia. So shout out to them. Once again, not trying to like copy anybody, just I thought it was like a cool Pokemon to showcase myself. So shout out to all of them that also featured Shadow Lugia. I'm sure there's another content creator that did it as well. Shout out to them. But yeah, if you're new here, make sure to leave a like on the video. Helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. I'd very much appreciate it. Comment anything you'd like down below. All comments help the YouTube algorithm. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.